Hey guys, welcome to Tommo Tinkers. In this episode I will be continuing with the Bloodfall Catacombs test adventure. This is part 11. In this video we're going to hook up the door thing with the key, so you can use the key to unlock the door and then use the door to basically go into a different room, use the door as an exit. Once again, if you're enjoying my videos, please don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell icon so you'll get notifications whenever I release a new video. Okay, so with that, you see we have our door here. We created this in the last video. We have a use method. But we want to ensure that you cannot use the door unless you've unlocked it. So we're going to change the name of this class and we're actually going to call it locked door, and we're going to have another constructor argument which will be a thing, and this is going to be the key that's needed to unlock it. We'll create a field for that and a bool which basically says is the door locked or not. It defaults true. So when you use it, if it is locked, it will say that the door is locked. And it'll return, and we'll put in the old behavior for when it isn't locked. Okay, and we'll ensure that the key is assigned to the door, so that's the object we need to use on the door to unlock it, basically. Let's run this down and see if we are able to still use the door. We'll go north, use door. This door is locked. Obviously we've not unlocked it. Okay, so now we want to use the key with the door. Okay, so we're going to create another usable, and this is going to be a key, and it's still going to be a thing, but it's also going to be our usable. Just add the things we need, and now when we instantiate the key, it's actually going to be a new key, not a new thing, even though a key is still a thing. But we're keeping our inheritance hierarchy shallow and using interfaces to attach additional functionality. Okay, so we want to know, basically we want to get another item by name. Actually I've noticed a problem here which we'll come to in a second, but if you have spotted it, then well done. So we want to be able to use the key like this. Use key with door. But we also want to be able to do... wasn't expecting that. Oh. Our software is working too well. It's actually, when we typed use key, it fired this not implemented exception because we left it in there. We've not finished it yet. We'll remove that so it doesn't do anything. But you can tell that the right method was being called. Also, notice it works regardless of the fact that we've not picked the key up yet. That didn't do anything. What we also want to do, like with or in or even on. So that's going to be the first argument passed to us. when it gets to here, because the key part has already been removed from this this args sequence. So we'll check if basically if the argument is one of the words that we just described. Where's the parser? We'll make basically a list of words. Make a private static list of string. Now what would these be called? Are these pronouns, or let's ask our good friend Google. Type of words are in, on, and with. Prepositions are maybe the best word. We don't have the list objects yet, so we need to bring in a namespace. I've done that. It's also going to say we can make this. It says we can make it an enumerable, but we can't do that because we're going to assign a list to it. So that option goes away. So we'll set up some prepositions here, and then we'll expose this as a read-only property, and this will become we want it to be an enumerable string. I think we can still do this. Okay, so there we go. So back in the key, we'll actually have another method for we'll pass in a string. Pass in the argument. Okay, so we want the first one. If it's null, that means it's not typed anything. So we'll mark that for signaling the user later. That will just do it now. Using static system.console. It's actually an uppercase N, I believe, because it's a public property. Now we've got to be careful because basically we want to, if the preposition is valid, so we could actually implement this as an extension method on string, but let's not clutter up our objects. This is probably a bit more clearer. So if it is a preposition, then the objects that we want to do it, to perform the operation on, will be the second one. So we'll skip one and we'll do first or default. Otherwise, the subject is the actual preposition, the preposition itself, i.e. should we allow that so that you can just type use key door? No. Let's force a proper proposition, a proper preposition to be provided. So we don't need this anymore. Okay. So we want to be able to find the objects that subject represents, but to do that we need the game state. So iUsable, if we go to it, like the other command handlers we've got, needs to take in a game state. It's going to cause two errors, one in the key and one in the locked door. We'll just fix these by providing the correct arguments, namely the game state object, and then this is going to cause another argument, another error in the use command handlers. We need to pass in the game state here as well. Okay, so in our key class, call this subject name. The actual subject is the game state. I'll get all things users can interact with, and then from that we'll get the, what did we call it? Get thing by name and subject name. How are we handling this in? We'll probably need to break this out. Let's go back to the key. So if the subject is null, now if it's not null, we need to ensure that the object that we're trying to use the key on is something that we can use another object on. So we're going to need another interface for this. Usable with Okay, so this will have a method use thing on thing. So we'll make the lock store also implement this. It's not going to be read only. And that will be void. And now we have an error because we're not implementing it. Okay. So we can already implement the logic for this here. If the thing we're using on it is the key, then we can set is locked to false. So the door will become unlocked. So the last piece of the puzzle here is we have to check in the command handler. We'll basically steal this check here. Put it in the wrong place. It's been a long day. This goes in the key use method. So if the thing we try to use it with, which is actually called the subjects here, is an unusable with, or rather if it isn't, you cannot use the name with the subject.name, and we'll add the dollar sign at the start of the string to get interpolation. Else we can do the usable dot use thing on, and we'll pass in ourselves, and we don't need the else there. And we'll invert that just to save a level of nesting. Okay, that should work. Door north. Use key with door. Can't see a key anywhere. We've got to go and pick the key up. Take key. Go north. Use key with door. Oh, interesting. We've not added a message in there to say you've used the key with the door. We'll try and use the door now. You used the locked door. So the locked door should actually just display the name here rather than okay. So if it isn't the key, we'll say it says no notable split, but if it is the key, you turn the key in the lock and are rewarded with the sound of the bolt releasing. And we'll have to return here so you don't get both messages. Let's try again. Set key and go north. Use door with key. We can't use the door, we have to use the key with the door. Use key with. Oh, let's try use key in the door, and let's test our preposition system. And we use the door. you use the door. Okay, we'll make the door lead into the other room now. When you use it, game state dot current room equals the exit for this door. We'll just call it exit, and it's plus current room dot value. How I forgot how we exits works. How does the move command work? Oh, we have the game state.move. But this takes a direction. And we haven't set a direction for this, so we actually need another command that just takes a new room. And we're going to set the room here. We'll just call it the exit. So we'll create a field for that. That will be a field of type room. Initialize this from the constructor. And we'll set the we'll call this a destination. Okay, so the locked door now needs to take a room, which is the other cell. Well, it's more interesting. Let's call it the laboratory. This room looks like a laboratory that has been smashed up. So we'll go into the smashed up laboratory. Let's see if we're able to get there. Take the key, go north, use key indoor, and use the door, and now we're in the laboratory. Okay. Of course, we can't go south. We can either. So we need to fix this error. Oh, does that happen if we try to go south from the? There's no exit in that direction. So let's set exits to. Okay, so the dictionary of exits is null. That's why we're getting that error. So if the set exits is not called on the room, and then we try and get an exit from it, it will just cause an error. The easiest way to fix this is to just just initialize the dictionary at the start. It's a little bit wasteful because we're always going to redo it. We could do a check-in here, but that makes the code more difficult to read than just doing this, in my opinion. So if we do, well, we've got to take the key. Okay, so there's no south exit. Okay, so we could put a south exit in. That's easy enough. I mean, you can't get into this room unless you've used the door. We could also put another door in here. We'd have to make another class for it because because the only class we've got is a locked door that is always locked by default. We could also have an option to not default lock the door, but we're creating a locked door, so not typically it should be locked. So we'll just call set exits, and we'll just set the exit direction for south to be back into the corridor. This is a tuple, so we can just do that. And there we go. Take the key, go north, use key with door. We'll use the door, and we'll go south, and we're back in the corridor. So everything seems to be working fine now. Yeah. So we'll carry on. We'll create some more mechanics. Maybe start cleaning up the look of the game a bit. It does look a little bit boring, so maybe we can make it look a bit nicer, and also clean up some of our cold and growing cold smells and technical debt. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys.